I'm Tencho Tenev, Marketing Executive at the Bulgarian Business Council in Dubai, and today I have the honor to have this interview with Silviya Abdulrahman. She is owner and manager at 365 Legal Translation. Thank you so much for this interview.
Thank you so much for having me. It's my pleasure.
I would like to start by asking you, do you remember the moment you decided to come to UAE?
So I would say I grew up actually here in UAE. I grew up in the Gulf region as well. And I traveled abroad to complete my studies. So after completing my studies, I decided to come back to Dubai because this is the place which feels like home. I love how cosmopolitan Dubai is. I love the environment. Definitely, Dubai has better career opportunities, better business opportunities. And I came back for good around 10 years ago. I managed to start my own business in 2021, which is when I obtained the license for court translations and legal translations. So I decided to work for myself, and I founded 365 Legal Translation. So I haven't looked back since then.
That's great. Um, it's very easy and pretty straightforward to open business in UAE. The environment and everything is helping people starting their business here. Still, what was the toughest lesson that you learned here, opening your business?
So actually, I would say this is something which has both pros and cons, which is how extremely competitive is the market in UAE and especially in Dubai. And in such an extremely competitive market, it's worthwhile to specialize and to find your niche in the market. So, as a small example, for example, we offer legal translation with Arabic, but we also offer some certified translations with rare languages, European languages, and Slavic languages. So I would say my advice for anyone who wants to establish their business in Dubai is to find something they specialize in and that they're good in and find their niche in the market.
Uh, we opened the Bulgarian Business Council almost 6 months ago. We're still a new entity here. How do you see the future of the Bulgarian Business Council regarding how can it help people? For example, there are many people who search for investment opportunities in Bulgaria or Bulgarian companies opening their company here in UAE. How do you think the Business Council can help them?
So first of all, the Bulgarian Business Council can guide entrepreneurs who wish to open their own business in Dubai, who wish to, establish themselves in Dubai. Because, doing business here is quite different from doing business back home in Bulgaria. And secondly, the Business Council can educate people about investment opportunities in Bulgaria because, pretty much everyone has heard about Dubai. But a lot of people don't know there are also amazing business opportunities in Bulgaria, be it studying, investment, tourism. There are so many opportunities that people haven't heard about. So I think the Business Council can educate people on this and, shine the spotlight on that as well.
Of course. Doing legal translation for so long here in UAE, with this experience you have, can you give advice to people who are opening their first business in UAE? What do you think you can advise them?
The first advice would be to do your research. Do your research because doing business in UAE is quite different. I mean, it's amazing. A lot of things are made easier, but a lot of the rules are different. A lot of the structures and processes are different. So definitely, I would advise people to do their research on the local legislation. Research the local work culture, the norms. And I think even a little effort into getting to learn about the local culture and the language, the Arabic language, it really pays off because people remember that. They remember that effort, and you stand out as more memorable in the market.
Of course. Also, I'm thinking maybe you have already a business in some country, maybe in Bulgaria, maybe other European country, with great message, perfect marketing strategy, which is working amazing in this other country.
Yeah.
But when they try to apply this here, maybe it won't work just because of the cultural differences. Do you think your company can help people avoid these mistakes and guide them or advise them and say, hey guys, this message is great for Bulgarian market, but it won't work here due to the cultural differences. Do you think your company can provide this service?
Yeah, definitely. I think the cultural differences do play a big role in marketing and localization and how the brand is perceived and PR and so many things. So it always pays off to consult someone who's local in Arabic and also local here in the GCC and the UAE because it's a very specific kind of culture. It's very cosmopolitan, but it's also very specific. So it's worth consulting someone local on how to make your brand stand out. And
True.
as you know, recently UAE introduced a new Arabic language law, which is going to apply to all sectors, government sector, business, government, laws and legislations. Everything is going to pass through Arabic. So, and this includes also transcreation, localization, media. Arabic media will be encouraged. So yeah, I think Arabic is continuing to play a greater part in pretty much all aspects of business and especially in how a business is perceived, like just making a small effort to learn about the language and the culture, really it makes someone's business or brand like really stand out and be memorable, remembered.
What about, I guess you translated so many documents. Can you spot, for example, if there is a mistake, a common mistake maybe, that many people do, and you can just advise them, this won't work. This it's great maybe for another country, another case, but here this won't work. Do you think while translating you can spot something and give feedback to people, for example, Bulgarian startup, and tell them, guys, this won't work. It happened so many times to us. Can you give this advice to them?
Yes, definitely. I mean, whatever works for media translations back home doesn't quite work the same way here. So definitely we can advise on that and make it suitable for the local market, the local audience. And regarding your question on documents, it's not about the translation itself, but I would say the process of getting some documents recognized here in UAE is very different from the process of getting the documents recognized, let's say, back home in Bulgaria. So, for example, let's say, for example, someone comes to Dubai, they want to start a job, their diploma is not recognized because they didn't go through the right steps, to do the diploma recognition. And we can, this is just like a small example. It's something we can definitely advise on. It takes away the headache from people, rather than going through this whole process and getting rejected and then applying again. So it's like we can advise, yeah, saving time, taking away the hassle. And yeah, that's one thing. But
That's great.
definitely
actually.
will be happy to give any sort of advice on anything Arabic related or local.
That sounds
cultural
really
related.
amazing.
Yeah.
It really can save a lot of time.
Yeah, it takes the hassle away from
Yes.
people because I mean, who has the time? Everyone is busy. So
Exactly. Thank you so much for this wonderful interview. Thank you for your time, and thank you to our audience for watching us. Again, I'm Tencho Tenev from the Bulgarian Business Council.
Silviya Abdulrahman, thank you so much for having me.
Thank you so
It was
much.
a pleasure.
Thank you.